Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to discuss about Agentic AI, which is the next wave of intelligence. Today we are going to unlock the power of intelligent agents. As we all know that traditional artificial intelligence is already in the market. We are already using the products that are being based on artificial intelligence, such as robotics, such as in home automation systems, in industries, in automating industries, the robotics, the chatbots we are using on the website. Similarly, on your emails, you can use the artificial intelligence systems to classify either the email is being authentic from an authentic source or it's just an spam email. So these are some of the applications that are already we are using since so far. Traditional artificial intelligence systems are basically based on following criteria. There are certain kind of artificial intelligence systems that are based on specific kind of uh, specific kind of criteria. For example, there are certain features based on rule-based systems having predefined rules that are assigned to specific class of work. Similarly, we have a logic and reasoning systems in which there are certain mathematical models that define the class and predict the inference of the AI system. Similarly, there is a type of artificial intelligence system in which we make knowledge graphs and knowledge representation, in which there is some facts, entities having their relationships within them, and there are some kind of rules that make them in form of a graphs or ontologies to form a semantic understanding and a network of entities. Then there is a goal-driven artificial intelligence search systems, which are based on searching criteria like depth first, breadth first search, A star for planning and optimization and making decisions. Then there is symbolic manipulations in which proposed problems are being systematically being identified. Now, if we see the example of these, there is an expert system, or we can say the decision support system. There is a discovery of drugs, that is mycene, for medical diagnosis. And then there is a kind of system that is known as for planning agent, like strips, for path planning and navigation of the robots. Then there is a logic solver, like in Prolog, we have certain rules and criteria and having some reasoning engine associated with it. So there is a logic solver. Then we all have played the games that are based on artificial intelligence like Deep Blue, having chess using brute force attack to find out the best possible solution. Then we have chatbots like Elisa, and it was being developed in 1966 using pattern matching. So we see that artificial intelligence is not a new buzzword. It's in the market, in the technology since 1966. And we all are using it since very far. Okay, so as we see what is basically intelligent agents. So intelligent agent is an AI system that perceive its environment and act upon it to achieve some goal. So we can see the game of a chess engine to select a move, a recommendation system to have an e-commerce website for buying a product, a navigation app that direct you to move from A city to B city in shortest path. So these are all kind of AI agents. So and a navigation app. So AI agent can be simple or complex, but many are reactive and operate only in narrow, predefined ways. So agent is basically agent work in a phenomena in which For example, there is an agent. It perceives its environment. It see and sense with the help of sensors like camera sensor, motion sensor, pressure sensor, humidity sensor, and there can be a radar sensor. So there are multiple kind of sensor that help the agent to perceive the environment, and on the basis of that input, it takes some decision, and after taking this decision, it performs some task. So this is the example of an agent who has three tasks in hand. It has to perceive the environment, take the decision, and perform some action. So example of a thermostat in which it sends the environment temperature of a room, and if the temperature is either hot or cold, if it is hot, it will on the AC, or if it is cool, it will on the heater. So this kind of example is a kind of an agent. So agentic AI, what is agentic AI? It's not a reactive system that certain things that act it trigger a certain kind of decision, and then at the result of the decision, the agent performs the action. It's not reactive, it's proactive. It continuously perceiving the instruction, taking the instruction, noting the environment, and proactively, autonomously take its own decision without any human intervention. So it generates solution autonomously, make decision within the defined parameter. So agentic AI goes beyond reactive AI, which simply respond to stimuli. It actively pursue goal and objective, adapting its action based on feedback and learning from the experience. So what are the key characteristics of an agentic AI? So a goal oriented, there is some kind of goal that agentic system has to perform. It should be autonomous, like there won't be any kind of human intervention that is being needed. So it should be totally autonomous and self-learning. In case it performs some error, so agent know where it performs some mistake and where there is a gap in his learning. So it will continuously improve itself like reinforcement learning and have a score for itself to find the optimal and best solution for the to achieving the goal. Then contextual awareness means that it understand and adapt the changing context and make decision based on real information. So these are the some specific features that are necessary if we compare the agent AI agent versus agentic AI. So if we see the scope, it is AI agent have a narrow and task specific. It perform a task and then it won't work further. But AI agentic AI is goal seeking and cross domain. Means if you create an agentic AI, there are multiple agents that are coordinating with each other. They are sharing their information, and they are to cover most of the domains, not specifically related to specific tasks. If we talk about the autonomy of AI agent is medium, where agentic AI is high. It will perform all the agents coordinate with each other and try to complete and perform a goal. The complexity of AI agent is simple and it's reactive, whereas agentic AI is proactive and strategic, long horizon planning. So real world status is it's common and deployed widely, while as in agentic AI, it's a new emerging, and most of it is theoretical. Some of their application are being deployed, but majority of them are theoretical. Concern are about the functionality and the reliability, and in case of agentic, its safety and alignment and controllability is more demanding. So if we compare generative AI versus agentic AI, is that the features like primary function of generative AI is to generate the content. It has to create images, it has to create text, it has to create voices, it has to create videos. GANs is one of the example of generative AI, and Chat GPT is, Midjourney is example, Claude is an example of it. So if we talk about agentic AI, it works autonomously to achieve a goal. So how we give input to a generative AI, we have a white coding or a prompt based text that we give it in question answers, and it will form an image for us. Whereas in genetic agentic AI, continuously interaction with the environment. So initiative is that it's reactive, whereas agentic AI is proactive. Example of agentic AI is Auto GPT, Devin, theoretical AGI. So risk is that misuse of generated content, unintended behavior, and lack of alignment. So generative AI versus agentic AI. Generative AI is mostly a tool, powerful but passive until used. Agentic AI is decision maker, potentially acting in the world on your behalf or even against your intent. As AI progresses, we are beginning to embed generative model in agentic frameworks. That means the future AI might combine creativity with autonomy, increasing both capability and risk. So if we combine both of these, agentic AI with generative AI, so it will become more powerful. So if we see how it can be in case of advertising and marketing, these websites are basically collecting your preferences and your behavior of online shopping and your liking and disliking, the clicks you made on certain websites, the movie you watch, the videos you are interested, the keywords you are searching, the online websites you are visiting. So these all information are basically the input for and a system for advertising and marketing agencies to collect your data, and on basis of your social media account, your preferences, your friends, on basis of that they will try to find out and predict your motivation or your way of liking some things or products you are interested. So uh, by taking those information, it will feed into a generative AI system, and it will create a content based on what customers like, and then it will try to show you those images which based on your specific need and based on upon your specific requirement. So this is one of the example, and it's being widely used in the industry nowadays. In case of a customer support chatbot, previously we have a chatbot and we have a set of questions that we give it as a case of a database, and on basis of that database question, it will give you feedback. If you ask something other question that is not present in the database, the chatbot won't able to give you the correct answer. But now with the help of agentic AI, your past history or your information in the web can be helpful for the chatbots to create user specific personalized response and give you more information. So this is the way how we are using generative AI and agentic AI hand in hand, like hand and gloves, to make more informative and more productive for the user. So benefit of agentic AI is that it will be very efficient. It increases the productivity. It helps in decision making, and you will find the personalized experience. So where we can use agentic AI? Agentic AI is being hotly being used in manufacturing, health and care, finance, and in education. Now we talk about how the types of AI agents. So there are mainly five types of AI agents: simple reflex agent, model-based reflex agent, goal-based agent, utility-based agent, and learning agents. So if let's talk about one of them one by one. Now we talk about the simple reflex agent. In simple reflex agent, it don't have the memory, so it perceives the current environment it and takes the action. So it sends the environment to stimuli, and then it will perform certain action. For example, if a person move towards a door, it the uh, the sensor will detect the presence of a human and it will open the door. So that is how it's going to work. Similarly, model-based reflex agent is that it, like reflex agent, it have a memory. So it reads the context of your information. So model-based agents will have certain information of your past history. If, for example, like a chatbot, if a simple reflex agent is there, you ask him that call me Sunny. So the simple reflex agent won't able to remember it because it don't have the memory. But in case of a model-based reflex agent, if you told the reflex model-based reflex agent that call me Sunny, though it will call you Sunny. Similarly, if we talk about goal-based agents, agentic AI, so there are two examples. First of all is to find the shortest distance if you are traveling and you are using some of the GIS application to move from one place to another. So you have to reach the destinations, you have to check the roads, traffic, and suggest the best route. So the goal-based agent will perform the searching with the help of searching algorithm and online application using different kind of APIs, Google traffic API, and with the help weather API, it will try to give you the current best route in shortest way, and the roads that are closed, and the information about the road condition. It will also give you the best path with the help of goal-based agent. Then there is another application. For example, if you want to book a flight and you have a budget of $5,000, so your agent will automatically serve the websites of travel agents and airlines, and then it will, based on your desired or your specified information, it will come up with the result and specify give you the three best possible uh, budget friendly results. So this is how you can base use goal based agent for your real world application. Now there is a utility based agents in which there is, if you want to book a flight and you have to reach a goal, it will just it don't have don't want to get the result, but it will give you the best possible way to do it. So there are some scores that are being assigned for each of the result that the agent come up with, and it will give you the best result. Like in this example, the utility score is 9, so it is the most highest, and the lowest score is for $4,500. So it you will take the minimum score for your uh, application. So there is another example. For example, you want to travel and there are certain criteria. So you want to find the safest route. So your agent will try to find the best possible way, keeping considering the safety, the traffic condition, and the battery level. For example, the amount of fuel it will consume. So it will consider all these factors while traveling to it. Then there is a learning agent in which it have some information and its experience, and on basis of feedback, it will try to improve itself with the help of like reinforcement learning, the concept of reward and plenty. It will try to improve and get better over and over again. So it will try, observe the result, learn, and repeat. So experience, feedback, update knowledge, and better action. A learning agent is an agent that gets better over the time. It learns from its own experience, just like we do. Okay, now let's move towards True AI. This is one of the frameworks for developing agentic AI. And in this example, I would like to describe you about a manufacturing company. So we know that manufacturing company have different departments, like it have an HR department, manufacturing and production department. logistic and supply chain department, sales and marketing department, finance and accounting department, customer support department, and we have research and development department, information technology department. So these all are a department, and a manufacturing company use all these departments, and they all have their own tasks and their own responsibility that they have to perform, and they collaborate to achieve the final goal of the manufacturing company. So if we talk about crew, so each crew, the agent that present will we consider it as the department of a company, manufacturing company. Like this agent is an HR agent. This agent is manufacturing department agent. This agent is logistic and supply agent department. This agent is sales and marketing department agent. Then this is a finance department. This is a customer support department. This is research and development department agent, and this is information technology department agent. So these are the agents, and there are some responsibilities that manufacturing company has to perform. They have to hire engineers, salespeople, factory and workers. They have to produce goods in mass production, and they should be of high quality product. They have to check the raw material, the quality, and then check finish the product, reach the retailers in due deadline, then runs the advertisements of their products so that customers will uh, have the information about their products and have increased the sales, then track company revenue and factory costs, help customer with installation and troubleshooting, design new models, manage company software. So these are some of the tasks that all the departments of manufacturing companies are being performing, and there are certain processes that are being involved. So if we see in agent in agentic AI, have each agent have a name, and it has some tools to perform its daily task. So each agent have a task, and each agent have to choose in these tasks. And this process, the responsibility of this process is to assign tasks to these agents. These are the tasks of the company, and this process is a moderator or orchestrator to orchestrate these tasks among these agents to perform the task and achieve the common goal. So, if we see about AI powered trip advisor, in which there is a main agent that is a trip planner, and what it has to do, it has certain tasks that it has to perform, like it has to check best flights and hotels, top tourist attractions, local food and recommendation, and daily schedule. So then it have a group of four agents which will report to this prime agent, and these agent are flight booking agent, then hotel recommendation agent, sightseeing planner agent, and food advisor agent. So these all are reporting to this main agent for performing all these tasks. Then there is an AI chatbot, and this chatbot have some technical support agent, sales agent, and FAQ agent. So these are certain kind of chatbots that are being used on websites to discuss with the customers who want to visit the website. Then there is a news summarization agent, in which there is an agent that fetch the news, then an agent whose duty is to summarize the information, and then a writing agent that will come up with social media posts to summarize this news content in user defined form. So if we talk about True AI is a framework, and if we model the problem of manufacturing company, and we want to uh, have a specific task, so agent how agentic AI works, it needs some agents, it needs tools, there is a task, and there is a process. So these are agents. These agents have some tools. These agents have to perform these tasks. The process is the main moderator or orchestrator, and its uh, responsibility is to assign tasks to specific agent, and these agents will report to these process, and in this way it will come up with final outcome. So we talk about this manufacturing company in which each agent have tools, and there are certain tasks that are being these agents have to perform. So in flight booking agent, there is a flight booking agent, sightseeing agent, hotel recommendation agent. They will coordinate with one another, and they will coordinate with a food advisor agent, and then they will coordinate with one another and come up with all the results. So in crew agent have these properties. It should have a name, it should have a role, it should have a goal, back backstory, and a thinking model or a brain like large language model. It can be a Gemini, any version of Gemini, Gemini Pro, or you can use Claude version. You can use Sonnet, you can use Chat GPT, large language model. So any model, you can use Olama, Gamma model, or you can use DeepSeek model. So any model in which you want based on your specific requirement. And tools like some predefined rules like APIs or database, etc. So these are the attribute of a agent. So how we can define an agent? For example, these agents will have to work together to achieve a common goal. So this agent is a news scrapper agent. Its role is to web crawl, and then task is to fetch the latest news. In summarizer agent, it is a content analyst. It will extract the key insight from the news. And then writer agent is its name is writer agent. Its role is to report, generate a structure summary. So if we write in code way using Python, we are using Creo AI framework. So news scrapper. So this is how we are defining the agent, and we are calling the class agent. And in this, it's basically a constructor in which we are defining, and the parameter of this constructor is that we are initializing the new scrapper. We are making a new agent, and the name is new scrapper. The role is web crawler, and goal is to fetch the latest AI related news from the internet. Backstory is that an expert in web crawling and retrieving news articles. And we have defined the large language model for this is OpenAI, and model is GPT-4. And tool it can be used, the tool that is used by this agent is News Scrapper tool. In case of summarizing, summarizer agent, same agent constructor or class is being called, and the parameter we are passing is name is summarizer, role is content analyst, goal is to extract key insight from the retrieve news article. Backstory is we are giving the context that AI specialize summarizing the long article into concise way, and large language model is chat open AI model GPT-4. And the writer agent is name is writer, role is news reporter, write a structured news summary based on expected insight. Backstory is a journalist, and report. Okay. And here we don't, if you want, you can specify the large language model in it as well. Okay, so built-in tools. For example, if we are not using, if there are some built-in tools, if they are not present in your requirement, so you can also define a function for it. For example, from LangChain community tool, import DuckDuckGo. It is being used for web crawling and for without giving your IP or being blocked by scrapping. So you can use DuckDuckGo search. It will use to search specific terms. Then there is, if the tool is not present, you can define using a simple Python function like we have defined this add function. We are taking two parameters, which is of float parameter A A is a number of floating type, B is also a floating type, and its return type is also float. So two numbers are being feed and it's returning the float type. Then similarly, if we multiply two numbers, so return type is also float. This is how we are going to do. So these are the tasks, these are the agents, and these are the process. So we have multiple agents. So news scraper agent, its role is to web crawl, fetch the latest news, have some task and info. It will pass to next agent. It will summarize. So this type of process is sequential, in which this agent is dependent on this agent. It will give the information, then it will summarize the content, and this summary is being passed to writer content to generate the report. So task is fetch news, assign agent, news scraper agent, and retrieve the latest AI news. Okay. So then summarizer is to summarize the key point, assign to summarize agent, extract important information. Summarizer agent will perform that. Reporter agent write the final report, assign the writer agent, create well-structured articles. So that is how we are going to define the agents, and these are the tasks. Now we define the agents, and now we are defining their tasks. So the task of this scrapper is to fetch the news. So description of this task is this is again a constructor, and this is a task, fetch news task, fetch AI news from the online resources, and agent for this task is news scrapper. Summarizer task is to summarize the key point of the fetch article, and agent is summarizer. Writing agent task is this, and agent is writer. So the process can be a sequential or it can be a parallel process. So these are the agents, and there is a process involved in it. So sequential is that task 1, task 2, and then task 3. Parallel execution is that it will simultaneously extract the news and summarize it and then pass it to task 3. That is how you can have a strategy based on your criteria. So this strategy will be autonomously being identified by the through AI itself. Rather, you have to define the strategy. So this process is autonomous. You just define these are the agents, these are my requirements, these are the tasks these the agent have to perform, and this process, agentic AI will automatically identify that how these tasks will going to work. So let's see the Python code for this workshop. Okay, now let's see.